So hello dear students, welcome back to my YouTube channel Hasta Education. So in this video I am going to discuss how to solve the plate problems of the capacitors. Okay, so let's get started. So let's say I have 4 plates. Okay, this is the plate number 1, plate number 2, plate number 3 and plate number 4. Okay, I have these 4 metal plates, and let's say these 2 plates are connected by a conducting wire. Alright, these 2 plates are connected by a conducting wire, and let's say I want to find out the equivalent capacitance between these 2 points. Okay, so generally this type of questions are frequently asked in JEE and NEET papers. So let's see how to solve this kind of plate problems. Okay, so first of all you have to identify the capacitors. Okay, so as we know that a capacitor is formed between 2 adjacent plates. Okay, so these 2 are the adjacent plates, so a capacitor will form in between them. Okay, so this will be your capacitor number 1. Similarly these 2 are the adjacent plates, another capacitor will form between these 2 plates, and let's say the capacitor is capacitor number 2, and another capacitor will be formed between these 2 adjacent plates. Okay, so let's say it is the capacitor number 3. Okay, so your first task is you have to identify the capacitors and you have to give the names like 1, 2, 3 to these capacitors. Okay, so how to identify the capacitors? The capacitor is formed between the adjacent plates. Okay, here one capacitor and here one capacitor and here will be another capacitor, so there will be total 3 capacitors. Okay, so now what you have to do, next you have to show these capacitors here. Okay, this is the first capacitor, so I have to show this capacitor just in front of it. Okay, so let's, it is the capacitor number 1. Similarly I have to show this capacitor number 2, and this is the capacitor number 3. Okay, and I have to connect all these capacitors by conducting wire. Okay, like this I have to connect all the capacitors by a conducting wire. Okay, one thing you have to note that this conducting wire is started in between the capacitor 2 and capacitor 3. Okay, so this is the capacitor number 1, this is the capacitor number 2 and capacitor number 3. So there is a conducting wire between the capacitor 2 and capacitor 3, so you have to take one conducting wire from this point. Okay, that is in between the capacitor 2 and capacitor 3, this wire. Okay, similarly this wire is connected to the capacitor 1, so you have to connect these 2 points. Okay, now this point A is present between the capacitor 1 and capacitor 2. Okay, so this is the capacitor 1 and this is the capacitor 2, so this point A is from here. Okay, and the capacitor the point B is from the capacitor number 3, so this will be from here, this will be your point B. Okay, so you have to find out the equivalent capacitance between point A and point B. Okay, so this can be again redrawn as something like this. Okay, so please note that this capacitor and these capacitors are in parallel. How to identify that we have to connect this end with this end of the capacitor, and similarly this end is connected to this end. Okay, so these 2 capacitors are in parallel, again they are in series with this capacitor number 3, so the equivalent circuit can be drawn as capacitor 1 and capacitor 2 are in, sorry, this is the capacitor 1 and capacitor 2 are in parallel and they are connected in series with the capacitor number 3. Okay, so the point B is connected to capacitor 3 and the point A is in between the capacitor 1 and 2. Okay, so the point A is from here. So after redrawing their equivalent circuit, we can find out their equivalent capacitance. Okay, so let's say each of them with the capacitance of C. So these two are in parallel, so their equivalent capacitance will be how much? C by 2 plus this is C. So it will be C equivalent will be this, since these are in series, so their C equivalent will be C by 2 into C, their product upon summation. Okay, C by 2 plus C, so it will be C by 3. Okay, this is the method number 1. Okay, so there is another method. It is the method number 1. Alright, so let's see the method number 2. In method number 2, first of all you have to identify the capacitors. Okay, so these are the 3 capacitors, and similarly you have to give the names to all the plates. Okay, let's say this is the plate X and this is the plate Y. Okay, so now what you have to do, you have to write down the potential of all these plates. Okay, let's say this is the point A and it is the potential of point A. I am writing it is a VA. Okay, let's say it is the point B, it is a potential of VB. Okay, and you have to also write the potential of X. Okay, and one thing you have to note that this X plate and Y plate are connected by a conducting wire, so they have the same potential. I am writing it as Vx. Okay, so one thing you have to note that, now let's see, the capacitor 1 is present between Vx and Va potential. Okay, the capacitor 1 is present between Vx and Va potential. Okay, so you have to draw a capacitor between Vx and Va potential. The capacitor number 2 is between the Va and Vy. Okay, Vy potential. Okay, and Vy potential is nothing but the Vx potential. Okay, so you have to draw another capacitor between these 2 points, and see this capacitor number 3 is present between Vy potential and Vb potential. Okay, and Vy potential is nothing but equal to the Vx potential, so another capacitor is present between this potential. Okay, so you have to draw like this, and then finally you have to draw the equivalent circuit, and then we have to find out the equivalent capacitance. Okay, this is the method number 2. Okay, so what we have to do in method number 2, first of all we have to identify the capacitors, and capacitor is formed between the adjacent plates. Okay, so you have to give the names like this, and we have to give names to the different plates. Okay, so uh, we have to show different potentials. Okay, the plates which are connected by a conducting wire at same potential, so we have to draw their potentials. Okay, so Vx, it is also Vy. Okay, so now the plate capacitor 1 is between the potential Vx and Va, so you have to draw a capacitor between these 2 potential. Similarly, capacitor 2 is between Va and Vy potential, and Va potential is nothing but Vx, so you have to draw a capacitor between Va and Vy potential. Capacitor number 3 is between Vy potential and Vb potential. So you have to draw a capacitor between this. Okay, then finally you have to solve like this. Okay. So thank you for watching this video.